Lines. We are live on a Thursday night, and believe it or not, guys, tonight is my 11-month anniversary as a Patreon creator. It was on November 21st, around this time of night, when I hit publish. I was recovering from the car accident, and I was starting to record my progress on this guy back then. The Tascam DR40. I've had this guy for like 10 years. It records right on the SD card, and I would just set this just right on the piano, just like bam, right there. And I would record, and I was playing for like 7-10 minutes at a time before I was just like, I just can't do it, and any pressure on the right foot. It was a bad car accident. The story is, it's old news. It's in the album on the website, MatthewRiveraMusic.com. If you go to the album, it talks about the story of the car accident, the recovery, and all that stuff. And it was really that moment. That was in September last year. I was stopped at a red light, and I take for granted just how far I've come and how lucky I am to be alive. And that experience, it made me, I had just got this piano too. Like, my lifelong dream was to get a grand piano, and last year I was able to get one because luckily I work a Monday through Friday job that's an essential job, and I didn't get laid off or anything like that. And I was, nothing really changed for me that way, still working, and saving, and the opportunity to get one hopped in my lap, and I got it. And now, thanks to all my patrons over this past year, I've been really motivated to just keep making more music. And now I've got my setup where it's at now. Like, it's so funny. Like, I scrolled through on my Patreon and I looked at the old videos from when I first launched, and I was doing everything on the phone. I had this old laptop, and I had like a Facebook private group that I would post live in using the phone. And I would use like the YouTube link with that built-in webcam that was just god awful. And I'd be like, well, I'm just gonna sit right here by the piano, but if you go to Facebook, and join the group, and all you guys were so good, you joined the group and you put up with all that for a while until I've like bootlegged a way to patch into that laptop with my live gear, because I've always had live gear, because I've been a live musician, and things change, so now I'm doing the online thing, and I'm a Patreon creator now for almost a year. And I'm going through audio, and I double checked when I log into my Patreon as a public person, it'll say how many posts you've done, and that's how I keep track of what I do, because I play every single day. Sometimes I take a day break or a 2-day break, depending if I'm going through like a slump. But for the most part, I play every day. Always have for my whole life. And I'm going to turn 40 this coming week, all right? The big 40. And I'm living my dream now. I am producing my own music. I made a CD. 2 CDs. This is my second CD, actually. I've heard, there's always or something like that from 2008. But anyways, I just want to say thank you to everybody. It's just crazy to think, just to think that the next audio drop is going to be number 260. It's a lot of improvisations, yeah, and a lot of different takes on some of the covers that I'm arranging in, like works in progress, and some of my originals as I change things up and experiment with them. I gotta decide now on recordings to put together the next albums. I pretty much have everything recorded multiple times. I'm just a perfectionist, and I'm just like, no, that's not good enough. It could be better. It could be better. So I'm gonna record tonight. We're just gonna work on some original stuff and try to. I was gonna play on the keyboard, but I'm feeling the piano again, because I am making a keyboard album with all the fun sounds in the keyboard. But I love my grand piano. I love it so much, you guys. And I just want to play it all the time, and I can't, because if I play it all the time, I'll start taking steps backwards. I have to do, but not too much. And I already had a full day of work today, and I got to work tomorrow, but then I'm going to take a week off so that way I can focus more on music and the transition from 30 to 40. I'm going to just revel in how far I've come in chasing my dreams all these years. Just persistence, you guys. it's taken me this long to finally get a grand piano. Before I was using this guy. The past 10 years was that. The upright that we got for $35 at auction in Wisconsin. And then before that, I was working on the keyboard, which is behind me here, the Kawai ES6. And then before that, I had a keyboard, Madison keyboard that I got in like 2000. And all the times, if there was a public piano, you know, if I was at a hospital, if I was at a church, if I was at an airport, wherever I was, if there was a real piano, I touched it and I played on it. And I have been kicked out of so many places for playing pianos. Like, you know, going to piano stores and be like, yeah, I'm not playing the piano. So, are you going to buy a piano? I can afford no piano. I just want to play them. We'll get out of here. Oh, okay. Well, at least I got to play on a piano for 10 minutes. Yay! Now I get to play a piano at home all the time. It's pretty sweet. Saving, saving, saving. Well, she's not mine yet. She still belongs to the bank. But I did put a hefty down payment on her, so she's, you know, five-year loan. A 5-year loan. That's a commitment, you guys. A grand piano is like buying a car. When people go through a midlife crisis, they buy a new convertible or something. I buy a piano. I kid. I've been dreaming about a piano my whole life. And it's so good to finally have a grand piano, a 6'1". 6'1", can you believe it? Ah. Anyways, let's record. All right, this is one that goes way, way back to the high school days, circa 1990, whatever. I'm not going to say. Yes, 1990s. This is Matthew Rivera original music, and I call this one Falling Waters. That's really bugging me, sorry. I'm not going for perfection, just good enough. I've been just kind of maintaining the growlies as best I can and letting the piano stay tuned to itself to an acceptable amount, because we're in this transitional period and it's hard to maintain the tune of it because the temperatures are fluctuating like crazy. But every now and then when there's a really bad, I like to call it a growly, I like to stay on top of it. Anyways, that was Falling Waters. I better stop that recording. Control Shift S, save that one. Even though that G was growling like a mad dog, it was like, arr, arr, arr. And we gotta start a new folder because this is now another day, 10, 21, 2021. You guys want to see what I've been up to in October? Let's take a look. So, I have been recording like a madman. October 21st. Gotta save this first. There we go. Save. I'm paranoid. I used to work on an old laptop, and it was just like, if you don't, I forget, this new computer can handle it. I could probably record for like an hour while live streaming. I've done it. And I'm just like, no, it's taking up RAM. It's taking up RAM. Control W. So let's close that up. So we're going to hit Control Shift N. We're going to start a new one. I don't know what I'm going to play yet, but I said, let's take a look at what I have been up to. La 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 la. So if I go into my production folder here, where is it? Recording sessions. Oh, all of these are logged. We are in October 2021. Let's see. I did a few tests that day. I did some stuff. Oh yeah, that's right. I was working on the stuff that I sing on the ukulele and trying to do them on the piano, you know, because why not? Why not do stuff on the piano that I do on the ukulele and practice singing more, because I gotta get better at singing. And a lot of these are just like free writes and just who knows whatever. But we are on the 21st and we just did Falling Waters. Now it is time to do a new recording. So we will hit record in Adobe Audition, and whoa, it always does that. Don't zoom in that much. There you go. Okay, Control Up should bring me back to my screen. Yes, it worked. My hotkeys are working. I am learning stuff. OBS, I have been doing the homeschool self-teaching way of how to do self-production using OBS software ever since I got my new computer in June. I downloaded the free OBS software. Shout out to OBS, like the guys who make that software. That's how I'm doing all this. And I downloaded the automatic scene transition thing, and I set up all of my scenes, set up all my little transitions at so many seconds and all my hotkeys, and that's how we do it. I have everything patched in with my microphones through the Euphoria, and I'm hoping everything is sounding all good. I mean, the levels look like nothing peaked, and I think I'm in the yellow for the most part. No longer shooting out in the red like I used to, because I can get pretty loud, but I'm also trying to make sure it's not too quiet where people turn it up, and then when I do get loud, it's like, wow. So I've been reading and doing some homework, and apparently, you know, using the Euphoria into Audition is great for doing all the recordings, but apparently for live streaming, you want to patch into a sound mixer that has like a compressor dial on it. So I'm looking into investing in maybe one of those in the future, but I'm pretty sure the live streams are sounding pretty good. I haven't heard many complaints yet. But then again, nobody really watches these except for my 10 fans who are just like, we love you, Anthony. And it's like, yes, you guys do love me, but sometimes I wonder, because I'm really picky about, you know, how things sound. I'm just like, is this really good? Like, or mental health issue. I'm good. I've been playing for 40 years. I put in my 10,000 hours. I'm good enough. And I made an album, and it's a beautiful album, and I like listening to that album, believe it or not. A lot of stuff I listen to when I listen to my recordings, I'm cringy. I'm like, oh my gosh, so bad, so bad, so bad. But then there's some recordings where I'm just like, dang, this is great. And all those recordings are like, dang, like, shoot, that was playing earlier. Maybe I'll play some. I can't play them for you because they were all improvised. And that's when I always do my most brilliant work, is when I improvise and just play in the moment. Check it out. Sticker. My wifey made that. Yeah. You get that if you get the album. And we got those made at Sticker Mule. And if you order enough of them, they send you hot sauce. That was quite a nice surprise. So shout out to Sticker Mule for providing the stickers for the album and sending us that awesome mule sauce hot sauce to go with it. Like, we can't wait to do another project and order more stickers so we can get some more of that hot sauce. Like, it is good stuff. Like, you guys, if you're making your albums and you want to put little promotional stuff in there, go to Sticker Mule. I checked them out, and they knock these out real fast. They're really awesome. I have one on my ukulele case, and I got one on my bottle here, and I have one somewhere else that I want to stick somewhere. But Sticker Mule, get some hot sauce. All right, we are going to record some more on this 11th month of Patreon creating. Thank you to all my patrons. Thank you. Thank you. Like, you have no idea how much it means to me to, to be heard, to be valued, to be, the music reaches people, and people enjoy it as much as I enjoy playing it and making it. And that's an awesome thing that, while I'm at home, I can reach the world with my music. Like, whew, the future. Right, this is a song in progress that I'm working on to put out on a future EP, future album. It doesn't have a title yet. I'm just calling it Untitled. It starts on D minor, 7th, with a B. Yes. just toying around with Ain't No Sunshine. I've been trying to, just make something good of it. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and she's always gone so long. Anytime she's away. Control Shift S, yes. Control W, Control Shift N, new file, Shift Space. Oh yes, hooray for hotkeys. Gotta love hotkeys. Trucking right along, trucking right along.
So yeah, that was Ain't No Sunshine. And I think I made some more growlies doing that, but it's so much fun. Almost 9 o'clock at night and I'm making that much noise. Alright. So I gotta practice my singing. So I'm going to apologize to you all in advance as I attempt to get yet another recording of this song. It's very hard because every time I sing it, I'm never happy with it, and I have dropped it a few times already on Patreon. And the last one was pretty good, but I can do better. I can always do better. So this is Creep by Radiohead. Overplayed, overdone song, but I love to play it, and I love to sing it, and a good song is a good song is a good song. Before and couldn't look you in the eyes. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather. running out again. She runs. Whatever makes you happy, I get it all for you, 'cause you're so very special. Wish I was special. I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't belong here.
Once again, Peaky McPeak Peaks. I even turned that microphone down a little bit because I thought I was just barely over it, but nope, it's peaking. Always with the peaks. Oh well. Control Shift S, Control Shift and yes. Whoops, I forgot to close out that previous one. Don't want to be building up that kind of RAM. Where is it? Untitled 5. What? What did I just do? Okay, I'm closing that one. And we're going to close that one too. That looks right. Goodness me. Sometimes my fat finger hits the wrong hotkey and I accidentally opened up a left-right channel pathway instead of closing the old waveform. Oh well. Let's hit record and we're going to try and do one more. It's about 9 o'clock. I've been playing for a while yet. Why do you always do that? Ultra zoom in on the waveform. There you go. Okay. I need to drink some water after that, actually. Reminder to always drink water and to always have a screw top lid for your tasty beverage by your equipment. That's some good H2O. Okay. So before we close off tonight and call it a night, because I don't want to push it too hard, I have a big day tomorrow. Planting. Okay. We're going to keep going with the originals now. I've done enough covers. I did a cover, an original, cover. Yeah, I should do an original now. Try and keep things fresh. Actually, no. Let's just improvise and just make up something in the moment. Because that's how, I forget, I got to do an a free write. If you ever do decide to check out the Patreon, you're going to see a lot of posts of free writing. That's what I like to call improvising. Because it's not really improvising, it's kind of like toying with ideas, but kind of like saying to schleck with the rules. You just kind of hit notes and just make pretty noise. And a lot of times, like, you'll be like, oh, I wrote this song, but where did it come from? It came from days and days and days and days of just tinkering around, just experimenting with the keyboard and chord progressions and patterns, and just seeing what more you can do on the piano and how you can practice certain techniques. Maybe I want to work on trills, or I want to work on my low to high transitions, or I want to work on certain inversions, or decide to play in a key that I don't normally play in because my comfort zone is C minor, or sometimes I find myself just playing in A minor, just in nice white keys, or G. I like to play a lot of stuff in G. So sometimes I have to spice it up and like, all right, let's play in F sharp, let's play in A, let's play in E, um, and you just see where it takes you. So if you're a struggling musician like myself, who sometimes you're practicing something for a very long time, and I recently went through this struggle, and I'm still kind of going through it with Bohemian Rhapsody. I've been arranging that for a long time now, since like was it April when I started, like, I hit that G minor seventh. I was improvising. I was like, that's the Freddie Mercury chord. So I hit the chords, and I've been arranging it, and I was so focused on it. I just kept hitting walls, and I'm just like, this is going nowhere. What am I doing? And in those moments when you're struggling with progress, when you hit those walls, that's a time to take a step back. And I decided not to play Bohemian Rhapsody for a day, just to strike with it and just improvise and just dilly dally, noodle around and see what happens. And then after taking a day break from it and just noodling around, or sometimes even just a 5-minute break of noodling, and then going back to where you were stuck, kind of helps. It's kind of interesting how that works. It's kind of like, well, then, if I'm going to keep making mistakes as I'm practicing, let me just make a whole bunch of mistakes on purpose and then go back to that. But then sometimes those mistakes birth beauty. Case in point, there's a free write called Trial and Mostly Error. And I listen to it every now and then. I'm like, this is kind of cool, but boy, is this slop. Anyways, we're going to improvise, and then we're going to call it a night, and I will be better prepared for my Saturdays that I'm going to do publicly. And normally throughout the week when I do these insomniac sessions, or, hey, I just happened to be running a whole life, I normally do them as Patreon exclusives, and my Patreons, you guys have been so great. I know I'm not very consistent. I'm just like, hey, here I am, here I am, here I am. But I know when you live stream, not everybody can tune in at the moment. But I love it that it's backlogged and it's there. And I have learned now about trimming that beginning segment and just getting into the live stream portion for the rewatchers. I do a lot of YouTube video watching and how I can improve my channel and improve my overall presentation. And I think I have come a long way since when I first started in November. So here is to progress, and here is to gratitude for supporters and listeners and people who make me feel like I am actually getting there as a musician all these years. I'm going to be 40, the big 40. All these years have not been for naught. I finally have a grand piano, and I'm recording, and I'm making beautiful music. Yay! Let's keep doing it. All right, I guess we ended up just hitting some black keys there for a while. There's nothing wrong with playing with the black keys. That was a nice improv session. I'll listen to it, and if it's worth dropping, it'll be dropped. If I cut out a segment, I cut out a segment. I'm thinking I might just drop the whole thing. We'll see how it goes. Thank you for tuning in, and I just want to say thank you to all my patrons again. My mom, Gracie and Ron Wridge, you guys, my super supporters, my super fans. Clayton Lines, my big fan, thank you so much. I have to make a big time shout out to Nico Reese. He was my very first patron. He dropped $50 and kind of got me going. You're the one who asked me to do the Evil Morty song, and when it came out so good and it got such a rave review, that night I hit publish, and you were my very first patron that day, and I thought I had made a mistake, and I was like, I thought I set it for $5, and you gave me $50, and it just really blew me away. And then Julie Dale, you joined soon after, and Bret Hudson, and Tom Whalen, and Amanda and Connie Olson-Yang, Ted HebbaJebba, Luis Santiago, now Allyn McColley, my first $1 supporter, and my wife. She's always been like the best, like the number one supporter, my number one fan. She did the artwork for my album, and that stuff that you've been seeing with the little sound wave and the piano and the non-objective, imaginative artwork up top that's on the In the Moment album, and that I put on a lot of my posts and my break screens. That was done by my wife. I just sent her a picture of a sound wave. I'm like, this sound wave is beautiful. Can you make something of it? And she did her magic, and there it is. So thank you to everybody. 11 months, 4 more weeks, and then we'll celebrate the 1 year anniversary. And I'm going to put out an EP of the Keyboard Funsies recordings that I did back in January, and I'm going to do a few more Keyboard Funsie recordings exclusively on Patreon to see if I can add a few more tracks to that album in progress. But we will at least do an EP, and we'll release that on the 1 year anniversary on November 21st on the website. I'm going to leave you guys with some music because I don't know what the lag time is on these live streams, and I don't want to like hit escape and stop live streaming and cut things off like mid-sentence. So I apologize if I've ever done that in the past. But we will play Processing the Chaos in My Mind from my new album, In the Moment. Thank you so much for listening and for everything, all my patrons, everything.